Hello everybody, Slim Kirby here, welcome back to more of the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Currently doing our, not really post-game cleanup, but before end-game cleanup. I guess that's the best way to call it. So we're going to be looking for some more things, and we are actually back in the Chucklehuck Woods. There are a few things of note in these woods. For one, obviously we're going to go back to the Winkle area because the Winkle Coliseum is a minigame, and because it's a minigame, naturally, very, very naturally, there are going to be some bonus rewards we can get. But very quickly, first of all, there's actually an item right here. That is a Whoo Bean. So if you haven't figured it out from just what we've been doing through the whole playthrough, the four types of beans you can get can be gotten in different ways. The beans that are buried underground, those are the Chuckle Beans. The Whoo Beans are the beans you find inside hidden blocks like this. The Whoo Beans are blocks that you can get through, or beans you can get through battle. And the Tee-Hee beans are beans you get through minigames. So that's basically the four types of classifications. So if you're missing a couple of beans to get everything, then chances are there's probably like, for example, if you're missing Chuckle Beans, obviously you're missing like a lot of underground areas. If you're missing Tee-Hee beans, obviously play some mini games. Just a neat little way you can kind of figure out what you're lacking in a sense. So again, that's information you could potentially use if you're trying to find everything in this game. There's also another hidden block in this area too, but I think I may have gotten it. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, I got it. It's right there. But we are going to head back to the Coliseum first. I am going to go to the other area as well, because there's something else we can get in addition to the Tee-Hee beans here. But I'll cut to that place when we're ready. So let's go ahead and do another round of the Winkle Coliseum, or the Chocola Bounce, whatever it's called. Essentially, we're going to do this again. So we did this before, and we had to do this to get progression through the game. But there's actually another reason to do this. And we're going to be showcasing that reason in this particular part. So hope you guys are ready for that. Now, what you want to aim for is you want to aim for a score of at least 32. 32 will give you the best reward possible. If you don't get that, it's not a big deal, because it's not like an accessory or anything. It's literally just, again, more Tee-Hee beans. So essentially, if you want the best payout, like, you want to go for 32. If you don't get the best payout, not the end of the world. You're still going to get stuff for your efforts. And at the end of the day, I think that's probably the most important aspect of this, is like just getting kind of paid for what you have done. Oh my gosh. I'm not doing so well at this, admittedly. I might still get 32, though, if I'm lucky. There's 31. Okay, I got 32, so I have the best reward. I don't think you get, like, anything else for extras. So yes, we got a high score. I'm gonna say no. Goodbye. And for getting rid of 35 Chuck-A-Rocks, this is a very aromatic and highly valued type of bean. Enjoy your reward. So, for getting that high score, we're going to get 5 Tee-Hee beans, and I have the stats right here. Basically, if you get 21 through 24, you get 2 Tee-Hee beans. If you get 25 through 28, you get 3. If you get 29 through 31, you get 4, and for 32 and above, you get 5. So those are the point values. Essentially, you want to get higher than 20, which is really, really not that hard to do. But yeah, this is probably a good place where you could grind this, just because of how reasonable it is to actually get those scores. So That's pretty much all I got for this one, so we're going to leave this area. But before we leave the woods entirely, I'm going to cut to a very specific part of the woods, so I will be right back, guys. Okay, I am back, and I am in kind of the final area of the first part of Chucklehuck Woods. And the reason why I'm here is there's actually some hidden chests in this room that I was unaware of in my first run through this. And I believe they're all on the kind of right side here. So there's one right here, which is a Whoo Bean. I believe there's one right around here somewhere, or maybe it's down here more. Yeah, there's one right there. Also a Whoo Bean, and there's also one kind of in the middle. I'm trying to find the best way to find this. It's kind of hard to say completely. It's like right here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So yeah, 3 Whoo Beans you can find before you leave this area. But that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to show off. So once again, gonna cut some footage and get back to, I guess, the Bean Overworld. So hold on, guys. Okay, I am back in the Overworld. Next up, we're gonna be, I guess, just kind of exploring some of the southern parts of the Bean Overworld, because I remember there were some black rocks we could break in kind of the southern area, if I remember correctly. Maybe not in this screen, but in like one of these screens there was something I could do. So I guess kind of the Harhal area. I believe this is just the airport, though. Yeah, this is the airport. Like, was there something over here? Yes, okay, this is what I was thinking of. And I feel like we really haven't explored the beach that well either, so again, there's definitely some things I think we can take a look at and maybe find kind of in this southern region. And then we can also go back to Bean Castle, because I believe there's some hidden treasure chests that I may have missed. I guess not necessarily in the castle, but just in the just kind of the Bean township area, I guess you could say. Okay, this is where I got one of the Chocola fruit, or the bean fruit, so I don't need this. Honestly, there probably isn't that much remaining that's here. I think we have done a pretty decent job of kind of covering everything. But again, I just want to make sure, because you never know. You never know what you're going to miss, and there's still definitely some things around here. So, let me think. Let me think of other stuff I can do. Don't think there's anything there. We really haven't just explored the beach that well, so I'm wondering if maybe there is something kind of on the beach area. Like, I think there is something up there. But first, I guess we'll fight this bomb, or this series of bombs. Oh, he just exploded on me. That's lame. That's very, very lame. See, I believe right here, yep, another Whoo Bean. So again, you can find, like, literally these Whoo Beans anywhere. There are pretty, I don't want to say they're well hidden. Usually if there's like a weird circumstance like this, where there's just like a random like patch of grass and you don't know why it's there, chances are there's probably a Whoo Bean there, and that's kind of the logic the game wants you to use. Which honestly, it's a fair point. Like, you know, you gotta be, especially when you're playing RPGs, if there's something that looks out of place, chances are there's going to be something of importance or something relevant there. So, you know, it's kind of my bad for not paying attention to stuff like that, but at the same time, like, a lot of that stuff is not usually required at the very least, so you don't have to do any of that stuff. But it definitely helps to be very thorough with your overworld checks. I think that kind of goes without saying. But yeah, you may have noticed there is a black rock right here, and this is essentially how we'll be progressing further on through the rest of the game. But I'm going to ignore this for right now. It'll be literally the last thing I do. And there'll be actually something to talk about when I do that as well, so we'll come back here later, but that is essentially our progression that we're going to kind of just put on hold, at least for right now. We'll get to it at some point, though. Let's not forget that. We'll definitely do it. Just gonna be again, putting it on hold for just a little bit. So let's go back to Bean Bean Castletown, because I think there are some Whoo Bean locations that I missed out on before. And I just want to make sure I get all that stuff covered. So there's a couple of houses, or I think just one house we have to find. Okay, it's in the west side of town. And I believe it's this house right here. Yeah, we found a hidden chest in here. But I believe there's actually more. I gotta find the right places. I think they're like, yeah, here we go. But yeah, totally, there's more stuff we can find that I did find earlier, I just didn't finish my exploration. Also, that's kind of weird. I'm looking at an image right now on the internet. For some reason, they have the blocks like right here where Mario's jumping. So the image is kind of, I guess, doctored a little bit. But yeah, there's 4 Whoo Beans in here. So I think that's going to be it for this area. After looking at Woohoo University, I think I pretty much got everything. Like, I think I covered everything. I am going to go back, though, just in case. But if there's nothing there, I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the next area, which will be kind of the northern area, so Little Fungi Town and Tiki Valley, if there's anything. So yeah, that's going to be my next target, so to speak. So yeah, I will be right back, guys, and see if we have more stuff to explore elsewhere. Okay, there was actually something I missed here in Woohoo University. So in this room right here, this is, I guess, to kind of show where it is. In this very big starry room, which is like one of the first rooms you enter, there is a block that's just kind of by itself right here. Wondering why it's probably like this. Well, sure enough, Whoo Bean. And there is another room too. I don't remember if I got it or not, so if I didn't, I'll show that off, and if I did, I'll just move on to Tiki Valley. Okay, we are back in Tiki Valley. Now, the first place we're going to go to is the arcade, the place where Mario met his untimely death earlier. There's actually 2 games we can play here. The first game is, actually, it's the barrel throw. That's right. So, because the underwater sunken ship is unusable now, this is basically where you can play the barrel game. And from what I remember, I don't think you actually get to get a reward for this. Let me verify that really quick. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I was actually wrong. There is a prize for this, so I am going to go ahead and do it. Just to see how well I can do, just to see what my reward actually will be. But yeah, there is like... Wait, what am I doing? Oh, I have to push them, that's right. But yeah, that's, let's do this. But yeah, so this minigame does have rewards. For some reason, I didn't think there was, but there definitely is. Because the guide I was looking at didn't list anything, so that's why I was like kind of confused. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, why wouldn't there be a reward for this game? Just makes no sense why there wouldn't be one. So I knew that something had to be wrong. I wasn't sure what, but sure enough, there was something about it. Let me see. I'm not exactly doing incredibly well right now, admittedly. Again, I think the barrel game is probably one of the harder mini-games of this game to begin with. There's just a lot you have to think about and consider when you're like doing all of your matches here. But I think you get like a lot of really good prizes for this if you do like really well here. I think there is like a pretty high point to bean ratio you can get. Which means if you are good at this, this is probably the best minigame to actually do. If you want to do the same grind that I'm pretty much doing right now. But again, it's pretty much your call. You do have pretty free range of what you can do to get everything in this game. Okay, so I ended with a score of 10, which I don't think will give me that much. Yeah, in fact, I think that's like the absolute minimum, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave. You scored 10 points! And for 10 points, we get 1. So basically, the score system, as I'm looking at it right now, it's 10 points to get 1 Whoo Bean. 11 through 14 is 2, 15 to 19 is 3, 20 to 24 is 5, 25 to 29 is 7, 30 to 34 is 8, and if you get 35, that is 9 Whoo Beans. So, again, if you get really, really good at this, that's a pretty nifty reward to aim for. So, that's pretty much that game. And of course, we have this game over here, which I believe is the Tendo game. Pretty much the Geno-hosted game that we played earlier, the game that killed Mario, pretty much. And much like the barrel game, yeah, this game also has a pretty nice bean payout, or a nice Whoo Bean payout. And honestly, it's probably, I mean, especially if you're not like super strategic with like the game we just played, I'd say this is probably going to be your best bet for farming the Whoo Beans, at least in my opinion. So if you get really, really good at this, and honestly, this game doesn't take a long time either, so it's pretty fast, I'd say. You just got to remember that the bombs don't really decrease your points. They just kind of like, you know, switch the game around, so don't have to worry too much about bombs, I'd say. I'd say just worry about getting as many points as possible. You want to aim for like around 400, I'd say. 400 I think will give you some pretty nice bonuses. So we'll see what I can do. Okay, 376, that's not too bad. And we actually get a high score too, so we're gonna stop playing. We're gonna get our reward, 376. I believe we're gonna get 6 Whoo Beans. See how we get 6. And there we go, that's pretty much that minigame. So the point values for this game are 200 to 239, 2 Whoo Beans. 240 to 279, 3, 280 to 319, 4, 320 to 359, 5, 360 to 400, 6, 401 to 447, 441 to 480 is 8, and then 480 and above you'll get 9. So, or 480 above, like, if you get 480 you get 8, but if you get higher than 480 you'll get 9. So yeah, those are the point values for that game. So again, I'd say that one probably is the best to farm Whoo Beans, at least in my opinion. But again, obviously some people are probably better at the other one, and maybe they're not good at this one. And you could have just a bad run in general, like that can always happen as well. Just a bunch of different things you have to consider when you're kind of playing this game and trying to farm in that method anyway. So really quickly before we leave Little Fungi Town, there is actually something else we can do while we're here. We're going to go to the embassy because there's actually, on this specific mushroom right here, can we even get up here? Yeah, we can. We have to use this. But yeah, if we use this mushroom and spin ourselves all the way to this mushroom right here, we can find a Whoo Bean. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And there is actually another Whoo Bean, and I think it's another case of I technically found this area earlier, but I just didn't find the actual box, but there is actually something there. So I'm going to very quickly take a look at that. I believe you need to come up this staircase, because this is the only way to get to that specific place. Oh, I actually did get it. Okay, never mind. Well, in that case, we're going to go to Tiki Valley then. There is, I think, one block there, and there is a case where it could also be a case where maybe I did pick it up. I don't know for sure. Let's find out. Hold on, guys. Actually, there is one more thing I want to talk about before we head off to that Tiki Valley location and then start working on our next thing. But I'm going to actually come over here to the Little Fungi Town shop. And there are actually some new items available for purchase that I was unaware of because this place did kind of change its inventory a little bit. So first of all, we have the Mushwind Pants, where you can basically get mushrooms after every battle, which honestly, that's pretty sweet, I'd say. Because not only is it stronger than what we currently have, but it also will give us items, and if we combine that with the Mush Badge A here, that could be really, really lethal. So I'm almost thinking about doing that, at least for one of the characters anyway. We also have the Peachy Jeans. Wear these to move right after Mario, so I guess Luigi can only wear this. And yeah, you basically move right after Mario finishes, which I think is kind of cool, because it means that, you know, you can essentially increase Luigi's really, really slow speed as it is. So yeah, you can kind of customize your brothers in really unique ways, which I think is cool. And then more mushrooms make these luckier. I guess this just means if you have a lot of mushrooms, your stash points will have a greater effect or something. Something like that anyway. So I think what I'm going to do here, just to make things a little interesting, for Mario, I think I am going to wear the Mushwind Pants, at least for right now. And I'm also going to give him the Mush Badge. While for Luigi, I'm actually going to give him the Peachy Jeans for right now. This way I actually kind of increase some of their stats. And then I'm going to go to the badges. And I'm going to equip the Mush Badge A on... I guess I'll equip on Mario, because he's the one that's actually wearing the other mushroom badge. So I'll go ahead and give this to him. And I guess Luigi can just kind of keep it on. But yeah, this badge was also, I believe, new. It's the Spiny Badge AA, which is essentially just another variation of the Spiny Badge. Just, it does even more damage, which is pretty insane. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be doing here. So, as far as Luigi's concerned, I mean, I could give him the Mush Badge A as well. But I kind of like the Bros Badge. I kind of like him doing his Bros attacks, because his Bros attacks seem to be doing more damage. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to be it for this. And yeah, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that Tiki Valley location, see if I've gotten the treasure or not. And then I'll probably end the video after that, so hold on guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I actually meant to come here earlier, but I'm actually approaching Tee-Hee Valley from the Whoo mountainside, because if you are on the little fungi town side, you actually can't get this when you have both brothers, because you're intended to get this earlier when you're just with Luigi, but unfortunately, I forgot all about that, so I am not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to get this, I guess, the more roundabout way, but it is definitely how you're supposed to grab this when you have both brothers. And, of course, I already grabbed it. It's that block right there. So I guess I was just kind of thinking more logically when I came here the first time. But basically, yeah, this kind of secluded area, there is a Whoo Bean here. So I guess it is kind of important that I mentioned that, even though I did show it off earlier. But yeah, if you want to get this, and if you missed it earlier, you have to come back here with both brothers, and you have to do that from Whoo Mountain. So yeah, I guess that's kind of relevant, I suppose. But that is actually going to do it for this video, so this has been Slim Kirby. Thank you for watching, everybody. Next time, I'm going to finish up what little of the backtracking I have to do. We're going to go to the Oho Ocean and the Guarhard Lagoon. There is one last side quest I need to do there, and then once I do that, I'll be pretty much ready for the next area. So the video next time could be a little short, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to finish off what I need to do in the ocean. I'm going to, I guess, introduce the next minigame, and then maybe also do some of the coffee stuff. I think I should have enough by then. And once that's done, I guess I'll end the video there, and then maybe the video after that we can get started with the next area. So I guess that'll be my plan of attack. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, folks.